Hey, welcome to Blue Jacket Apiary. If you'll notice, it's a beautiful day here at the end of March in the middle of Missouri. And as you can tell, I'm already suited up, got the veil down and everything's all zipped up, and the ladies are out and they're busy and they're not happy. So we're just going to get prepared right up front. We're going to take a peek in the 4 hives that survived through the winter. Stay tuned and I'll take you along the trip. All right, so normally I start from that end, but we're going to start from this other end today. Why? Well, just because. So as you can see, they're kind of busy there at the entrance. So let's take a peek and see what's going on. Getting a little bit of a poof of smoke. Let's pull out and see what the, that actually looks pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. Not a lot of dead bees, which is nice to see. All right, let's see what they look like. Holy cow. That is a packed hive. Wow. They are busy. I like to see that. All right, give me 1 second, folks. Holy smokes. This one's full. I may have to go get another box. We'll have to wait and see what the frames look like. Look at that. That's nice to see. Got some pollen being put away, and you can see maybe down in there all that wet moisture. That would be nectar that they're bringing in, which is really nice to see. Oh, that means I got to start paying attention. You see that? That would be drones. I'm going to have to start looking for queen cells. That many drones makes me doesn't make me nervous, but makes me want to pay attention. I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that. Man. I'm rather happy with this hive. Man, the queen's moving along. It's more drone. There's more drones here. Packing away the nectar, which is good to see. Let's see what else we can pick out here. So that you can tell, that one's foundationless, so I have to be a little careful. But I'm happy with it. I'm really happy. And this queen's a rock star. Filling up quite a few frames. Bringing in the nectar, bringing in the pollen. I'm not seeing any queen cells, so I guess that's a good sign up until now. That one's got some heft to it. Well, I think I'll pull. Wow, that is good to see. Look at that. Look at all that honey I already put away. Nectar turned into honey. That's good stuff. That is really good to see. Well, that's one solid hive that I am going to give a 10 out of 10. So, let's see what we can do next. Stand by. All right, so this is the second one over. And where that first one was packed, this one is empty. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out why. If I had to guess, I think they made it through winter. But if I was a betting man, I think they just got robbed out. But we'll see. You know, we'll look. We'll look in there and we'll see what happened. See if we can figure it out. You don't know until you take a peek. Are there bees in the bottom? You know. Okay, come on. Oh my goodness, man. They got these things stuck down. Well, I don't see any bee bodies. That's let's take a peek. So I got no bees in the bottom, like none. So if you look, you may not be able to tell, but those are pretty chewed up around the edges. If you take a peek, that tells me that they were likely just really weak at the end of winter and got robbed out. So they got overrun and they left. Because I'm looking in the bottom and I got no bodies. I mean, there are no bees anywhere. And there's a lot of these frames, again, that, I'm not sure if that shows up. I hope it does. A lot of these look like they were just chewed up. So, man, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Because I had a lot of plans. Dadgummit, man. All right, well, yeah. That is the nature of beekeeping. It's not always what you like it to be, but it's always something. So we got this hive and this hive left. Now I know that end one over there is strong. That's empty. That's empty. This one I know is going strong. This one, I'm hoping that this one doesn't look like that one. Stay tuned. All right, so off camera I did something just to pop these loose so I could get in there, you know, and show you. But because that hive on the end is so big and this one is so big, there's still bees in here. All right, there's a few on this side, not so many over here. So I left the lid on. I'm not going to pop it. What I don't want to happen, because it's early in the season, nectar and pollen are still a premium. And what I don't want to happen is cause a robbing situation and end up with another empty box like I've got here. So I looked in there. I've got bees. There's some action in the front. The entrance is reduced. It's defendable. I'm going to leave them alone. And hope. I'm just going to hope that they make it. And that'll give me 3 out of 5. Because a month ago, I'm pretty sure that one still had bees in it. So I think sometime in the last month they've absconded. But I've got bees in here. So the next one we're going to open up is this one. So stand by. All right. So what did we learn today? Thought I had 4. I'm down to 3. And that last one I was going to take you through with me. But I opened it up and they weren't happy at all. The first frame I pulled out had a whole lot of drone brood on both sides. And so I immediately got worried. Pulled out another frame. My fears were alleviated. It was just that one frame had all the drone. I don't know why, but hey, who knows why bees do what they do. But they were not happy at all. It didn't matter. I tried smoking them. It didn't make a rip of difference. They just didn't want me in there. So I pulled 2 or 3 frames, saw brood, various stages, knows I'm queen right, and I'm happy. I'd like to have 4, but I got 3. 3 out of 5. But I'm getting close to split season, and I imagine that's going to be in the next week or 2. With all the drone I got there, I'm lucky if I got another week to go. I may have to come out tomorrow and look at the brood situation, see if I've got some that's young enough, and just do a couple of splits. And then what I'm also going to have to do is start moving a couple of these hives. I really enjoy where they're at. They're protected from the wind in the wintertime. I can see wind going everywhere else, but down there's enough trees and brush in the way that they seem to do okay. And I don't see a lot of wind whipping around by them. So I love the fact that they're at where they're at. But here's the deal. If you look, I've got bees in this end one, and then in the 2 on this end. The 2 in the middle here are empty. What I think is happening is some of the bees from these 3 in the middle go out, do their thing, come back, and end up in these end hives. Which means those 3 in the middle, the population just continues to dwindle day after day after day, and eventually they die out, or they get robbed out, or something happens and they're no longer there. But yet the 2 on the end are just monstrous. So, man, this hurts. But I think I'm going to have to move a couple of these, maybe over here in this area or someplace else, do my splits and move them a good 15, 20 feet apart so I could prevent drift. And, it's all part of the learning process. Like I said, I love having them there, but I can't keep losing hives, and I got to do what I got to do to try to prevent, the colonies from drifting into each other, and 1 or 2 or 3 colonies being abnormally large and the other 2 just dwindling off. So that's my plan over the course of the next week. Take some of those empty boxes and maybe move them over this way someplace. Do a couple of splits and get back up to 5. I've got some friends I still got to make contact. I keep forgetting. I remember it at 10 o'clock at night or 6:30 in the morning. So I got to try to remember to contact them during the middle of the day when they're awake, not necessarily when I'm awake, and get out to their place and see where they want me to put their hives and see if that's still something they want. If that's the case, I may do a couple of splits off the 3, and then move the splits out to their place and leave myself 3 here, and then see what happens. So that's where we're at. That's our hive report for March, whatever it is today. I don't even know. 30th, I think. Yeah, maybe the 30th, something like that. Doesn't matter. It's the end of March, and it's a beautiful day. It's Easter weekend. Just remember, it may feel like Friday, but your Sunday's coming.